Hello.
Hello.
Again.
Hello.
Wow.
Again.
Welcome back. This is episode 3 of our Alabasta Saga.
Okay. I was like, what? How do we do
Because it's part 3.
Yeah. Part 3 is...
Yeah. I'll get into it in a little bit. Of the NgoVo Convo podcast where two stupids make a hype.
It's hype.
Right?
That's right.
Right.
Hype.
Good. It's hype. Because I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Bo, and I'm joined by Harrison No. He's that way.
Hello.
Over there.
Over here.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
And if you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. But we also have a never-ending backlog to clean, especially One Piece for Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, some would say this is conversing.
Like NgoVo Convo? NgoVo Convo? Conversing about One Piece? Who would have thought? Not me.
Oh my god, 2023 hits different. It's just totally different. But you can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're on 10 plus different platforms. 10 plus.
10.
And if you know this series, this is Harrison's journey of reading One Piece.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're just... So, yeah. So today we're still in the Alabasta Saga. We're doing... It's part 3 for us. So we're in Drum Island arc. So it's chapters 130 to 154. So we're just reading. We're just talking about the manga. We're
manga chapter, yeah, it's like 130 to 154. Anime episodes, 78 to 91.
Oh, you are on top of it. Oh my goodness.
I got you.
Lots of spoilers. We're probably just gonna go get right into it. So if you haven't really, if you have commitment issues, like Harrison used to.
Then I got married, and then
then you got married.
Or
if you're actually reading along with us, surprisingly.
No,
you weren't kidding. I heard that. But but yeah, just follow along. This is gonna be a long journey. We're really cutting up the sagas apart into arcs. But let's get right into
it.
Drum Island. First off, they need a doctor immediately.
Yeah.
That's how this arc started. How did you feel about seeing Luffy interact with Nami when she was sick?
Not just Luffy, but most of them
never
been sick.
Yeah.
So they didn't know. They were like...
So, Vivi was like, what are you? Who are you people?
Yeah, it's like, excuse me? Like, what? I thought it was funny. Again, I was just like, oh. Well, at first I was like, okay, typical stupid shit. I get it. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's growing. It's a part of the charm. It's funny.
It's part of his charm.
Yeah. But Vivi's literally like the one sane, normal person on the boat. Like, legitimately.
Oh, yeah, she is.
And it's really funny.
But it's just the way Luffy's like, I guess he's never really seen like a truly sick person.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, do we feed her stuff? Do we just put more layers on her?
Give her meat. That would make me feel better.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. And
feed her meat, put more layers on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed that whenever they go, I find it so funny. I've never really noticed this, but how each time they, like, you'll notice it, but they're going to Drum Island, which is like snowy.
Yeah.
Because the weather started changing.
Yeah.
And out of left field, they all start having winter clothes on them. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
No, I did notice that. And I was like, did they? I guess no. I would assume that because they got a ship from Usopp's, the one girl in Usopp's story.
Yeah.
They're wealthy.
So they have
I'd like
a closet.
to think they have or it's relatively stocked.
Yeah.
That's in my head canon. I just let that happen.
No, me too. But I was just like, out of left field, they see snow. They see their next kind of like enemy base or strangers.
Just the next island.
Island, yeah. And they're all wearing like winter clothes, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
How did Zoro get into this? How did Sanji and Luffy get into all this?
No. They just went with it.
They just went.
Or they probably stocked up too because Nami had a train on my side. Not you. Don't worry about
usual.
it. Unless you're near a train track, then watch out.
Then watch. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, is it? Nami did buy like this is brought up at the end, of course, when she's like, "What happened to my jacket?" She must have bought that at some point. So they probably did. Yeah. They also could have stocked up too. Who knows?
Yeah. I just thought it was funny because you'll soon notice it whenever they go to islands that they're already in their
they're like ready to go
outfit or they're ready to go, and I'm like, what? What happened here? What'd you think of I think it's Wapool, the tin guy.
Oh yeah.
Captain
the king
of
dude.
the tin tyrant pirates.
Actually, the king dude.
Actually the king of
Wapool. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
I felt like he was just a very secondary character. Like the whole plot revolves around like the doctors in a sense. He's just the antagonist to be like the bad guy, right? He's not just to be like, oh, I'm the shittiest person here. I forgot that he was the king though. When I first read it, I was like, oh yeah, who is this guy? Oh, he's just
who is this? Yeah.
He was just some captain. Okay, but they beat him so easily. All right, done. No problem.
Luffy has a mean punch.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like an absolute mean punch.
So that was I think he's okay. I thought he was kind of honestly again early One Piece. There's like a thing where I'm like, it's a lot of like random stupid stuff. But he also has he ate a devil's fruit.
Yes.
Just like everyone else so far.
Are you starting to question the devil fruit?
Yes.
Because there was a lot of question about the devil fruit.
Well, I'm questioning how easily accessible it is, if how many people have powers,
how many people have it, yeah.
Like, so many people say, I ate this one. I was like, so we talk, okay, actually, yeah, let's get into this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
If it's the devil fruit, is it in a bad connotation or a good connotation? I can't tell right now. Because of how often I see people have powers. Are they all just like, I want powers, or are they just all stupid? Because most time it's like, oh, they happen to eat it.
Yeah.
Or they're searching for it. So there is, but they're like, oh, it could be sold off. Like this was brought up like with the buggy thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just like,
I think you're getting somewhere here.
Yeah, I was just like, wait. These are actually in abundance, so I'm really confused.
But every time they meet Luffy, they don't expect him to have the fruit, like the devil fruit. And that's what happened with Wapool.
Yeah. Well, and again, some people, with the art style, it's different, right? One Piece art, it's just One Piece art. It's really, let's be real.
It's different.
And at times, the most eccentric looking person, or the most, just the most out there design is usually the person with a devil fruit. That's usually what it is. But yeah, Luffy does not.
Yeah. So because they meet the people of this island, and basically Drum Island, they hate pirates, but they were begging to like have Nami have a doctor looked at, and that's kind of how we get into meeting.
Because they hate pirates because Wapool
left
ran away
to be a pirate,
or he ran away and ended up becoming a pirate.
Yeah, and so that kind of gets into meeting Captain Dalton. He's kind of like the main like lead for like Drum Island. He has the ox fruit, which is where Harrison's like, everyone has devil fruit, because this arc talks about Tony Chopper, who has
also ate a devil fruit.
Who has the human devil fruit attached to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is basically where we meet Tony Chopper, which you have said in the past couple episodes. You're like, I don't think we're meeting Chopper anytime soon. You've said this many times. You're like, Chopper's not coming. They're getting a musician. Yada, yada, yada. Nami gets sick and you're like, shit. We got...
No. I didn't think they were getting the musician. I knew that Chopper would come up. I just didn't. Yeah. So I didn't know Chopper. Chopper was that weird part where it's either right before Alabasta or right after.
But not during.
But not during. I could not remember. But then I was like, okay, so it's before. But I remember Chopper. I remember seeing. So I remember watching Chopper's story. I do remember seeing the episodes for this.
Did you like his backstory?
No, this was the good one. I think this is one of the good ones. I think this is up there with because my wife asked me yesterday. She's like, "What's my favorite arc so far?"
Yeah.
And I like Nami's story a lot so far, but Chopper's is like up there.
It's up there, yeah.
Because it's so emotional.
Ugh, Christ.
Cry.
Yeah, so, obviously they're on like a time crunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about, there's this determination about Luffy. His determination is like 110%. He will go all out for his crew.
Yes.
Like, he's loyal, he's determined. Like, and you really see this when he climbs a mountain
just to
with
get
2 people.
That's when I got wild. When like at first it was like Sanji was helping him just make sure Nami can get to, because they're trying to get to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
The one lady, I forgot.
The witch.
Yes. The witch. Yeah. She's funny too.
She's a quirky woman.
Super quirky. I was gonna bring that up later too, because I heard a fun fact recently from my wife about her. What's it saying? Yeah, no, Luffy. But then like they fight huge rabbits.
They fight rabbits.
See, talking about One Piece is like the weirdest thing. Like I'm on a freaking trip right now. But Sanji gets beat up, protecting the 2 of them. But then Luffy would carry them up to the top of the mountain. She's like, oh my god.
In his little sandals, his little shorts.
He doesn't feel cold until he's told that it's cold. He's it is cold.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. But no, it's that good combo. This is when I was like, okay, there's the good combo of like he is airheaded, but
a whole lot.
Yes. Or a whole nothing. It's really what it is. Yeah. But the characteristics start popping up where I'm like, okay, that was a good example of like he's like, they're my friends. Like he cares about his friends a lot. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. Typical MC, hell yeah.
Yeah. And if you think about it, Nami has never been taken care of. If you after her mom died.
Yes.
Like she took care of herself, took care of like her sister, that whole island. Like, so I think if you couldn't tell, like if you didn't notice, like Nami's reaction towards Luffy's determination to get to this witch really quickly, I think it really got to her, because she's like, no, like I'm fine, like we can sail, like, away.
She's so used to like honestly covering up how she actually feels. Yeah.
But I think it's just so interesting that Luffy just goes ham. He'll go to know like the end of the world for Nami. And I think you really see it in this arc. And then we meet Chopper. Poor little Chopper and the witch.
He hates humans.
Who ironically has a human fruit, devil fruit.
Yeah, the irony.
Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense. It's all because he had a blue nose, right? And then
he had a blue nose.
Which I thought was a fun twist. I was like, oh yeah, red nose, blue nose. All right, cool. And then his parents rejected. I was like, oh god, his parents rejected him. Yeah. Even the town rejected him until his doctor.
Okay,
we keep saying the 2 doctors. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Hiraluk.
Yeah. Hiraluk. That's the main doctor that found him.
Yep.
And then the witch is Dr. Kuriha.
Mm-hmm.
She's the crazy nutty one. What's your fun fact?
What's
your fun fact about her?
We'll get back to that. I gotta find it again.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get
find
the
it
name.
again. Okay. How'd you feel about basically Tony Chopper's like his backstory between the 2 doctors, basically? How kind of like he loved medicine after that.
Yeah, it was. I was like, damn, this is pretty good, and I forgot that the whole like the old one or the Hiraluk was already dying. Mm-hmm. But I like the twist that he's like, oh, he tells a story, but he's the one in the story that happened. But I also like their dynamic between the 2. It's really funny.
They are so cute.
Typical sibling. It felt like siblings arguing and stuff. But I think the saddest part was more with because he was explaining the whole pirate thing with the skull. So then Chopper thought that the skull was a good thing in the book. So when he fed the thing to the doctor,
it essentially started killing him.
Yeah, it because he was trying to like be better, but inadvertently that made it worse. But then it was such like it showed how good he is, in that like he was like, oh no, this is great, I feel way better. But he
lied to him.
Yeah,
he lied to Chopper. But I think that's what makes Chopper the way he is.
I was gonna
especially like right now how you see him.
Yeah,
because
it's always like he always feels like he has to go against people. But I do notice like at the end when, for instance, he's like, oh, what else did he lie to me about? Like not like as a like, oh, like mad about it, but like just thinking, right?
Yeah,
like what else?
Yeah. I think Tony. I keep saying Tony Chopper. Choppers.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I was like,
I know.
Is that do we have do I have to say his name like that?
No. But Chopper's interaction with not like the crew is just so funny because he's so scared.
But he's so scared in the dumbest way because he was. It's like you're peeking wrong, and he just be like this, but he's like peeking, but then now he's like, you're peeking the wrong way. And he does that.
And then she's like, I can still see you.
But he consistently does it still after. Like when he peeks, I'm like, oh, that's so. Chopper's got the most consistent quirks that I think are hilarious. Does. Like even when he can't take a compliment. He doesn't like praises. Doesn't like, quote unquote.
But loves them. Yeah.
I mean, granted, with what he had to do. It makes sense.
I know.
Or what they had to deal with.
But like he's lived with the witch, Dr. Kriya,
for like a year or so? A couple years?
Long time. Couple years.
A few years.
I think a while.
No, sorry. Yeah. He stayed with Hiruluk for a year. And then, yes.
Yeah. Because she promised the other doctor
to like teach him medicine and take care of him.
Teach him medicine. Take care of him. Did you like their relationship? It was like very mother-son.
It was. Even though Hiruluk called him his son too. So I thought that was sad.
I know. Oh.
I do like I do like her a lot in that like she's very gung-ho. Does that make sense?
She's crazy.
She's super crazy. She's only 130. 130 young.
30 young. She's a little scammer too. I think that's where Chopper gets his little schemes.
Is that is that like a thing? It doesn't show right now.
No, yes and no.
Okay.
But like you can tell you can tell where he was taught to do certain stuff.
Hiruluk also like got like, scheme for money too.
Yeah.
But they always show doctors as like they will help no matter what, which is I think it's consistent. That's good.
Yeah, it is. And what's really funny is how Chopper met Sanji and Luffy. I feel like it's like a conscious thing for Sanji to think about food. Like he's always thinking about food.
And see animal as food.
Yeah. And then like, you know how Luffy is. He's just a meathead. But the way they first met was just so hilarious. Because one, he's emergency food to Sanji. And two, he's a funny looking reindeer to Luffy.
Yeah.
I think those interactions were really, really funny. But also there's like a deep meaning to it. Because when basically at the end, we're just going to get right to it. But Walpole, we figure out that he's the king. He figured his way back he was lost going back to Drum Island.
Yeah.
So he made his way back. That castle is actually his house where Chopper's living at and the witch. So they had this like whole fight. How'd you feel about Walpole's little mecha looking vibes? He had like a big
Yeah, I guess it's just because
area.
like the fruit he has, right? It was like the munch.
It's a munch. Yeah.
So like whatever he eats, he can like
kind of spit back out, basically.
yeah, or like create on his body.
Yeah.
Because like he did like the cannon tongue thing and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Or he's like, what did I have to eat today? And he became like a house with guns. So I was like, okay,
basically,
interesting. All right, cool.
No, but they had their fights. Did you like this fight with the king and the whole
I thought it was
crew?
okay. I thought
it was okay.
But this is, I go back to what I mean when I say the king felt like a second character, so it didn't feel like he was the main protag, but just more like, oh, I'm here to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't
like, it didn't feel like it was going to like,
feel like the fights were going to be like crazy or anything.
Yeah.
So.
No, this fight was okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think the backstory was more important.
The whole, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, it felt secondary, legitimately secondary compared to like the big plot.
Yeah. No,
so.
I totally agree. So basically now, like, you know, the whole fights are over. They won. Yada yada yada. How did you feel about Usopp calling Chopper a monster? Because that's initially his
gut
Chopper's
reaction. Yeah.
issue and Usopp's reaction. But when, I don't know if are you starting to notice the trend of how Luffy gets his crew? It's starting to like get really noticeable and really like interesting.
Yeah.
Because when Chopper joins, Nami asked him first, essentially, like how he was going to like join. But I think it's he said no, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting how Luffy defended the pirate flag.
No, that's like probably the most like badass thing. Honestly, I was like, okay, finally like some kind of like value is shown.
Yeah.
Because to me, Luffy's always been like the stagnant character where everyone else kind of develops around him.
Yeah.
But finally he started. But then he does have. Was it this one? No, yeah, it was the start of this arc where we're going back really quick, but just to explain what I'm thinking. Luffy's always ready to go fight, which is the typical like MC reaction, like Goku. But Nami, because they were encountering the town, they're like, because they're ready because they didn't like pirates, and he was like, "Oh, how dare you like shoot someone?" Blah blah. Not Nami. Vivi told him to chill, and he's like, "You can't always do that." And I think that finally he like caught on. So I was like, "Okay, the character progression is finally happening, character development, all this stuff."
Yeah.
And when he defended the flag, I was like, "Okay, finally." Explaining how he feels deep down, or like how he views certain things
about being a pirate.
Is coming forth, and I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
It's not just like I just want to be a pirate. Like for the longest time, I just memed. I'm like, oh yeah, he's just a kid that wants to be a pirate.
You just want to be a pirate, yeah. King of the pirates, to be exact.
Fair, yes.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was that I think Luffy has no fear. Mm-hmm. Chopper's fear is that humans won't see him as an equal. But I think, you know, as Chopper has worked with the two doctors and seeing the Straw Hats, they're so fun and whimsical.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think Luffy's way of asking people is just hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. And you're right, I do start seeing how it's just he's endearing to each character because they've all gone through some shit. They've all gone through some bad shit, but at the end of the day, he doesn't see it that way. He's just like, it's very,
come with me.
It's very,
it's straightforward.
Yeah, it's very straightforward, but also kind of like very naive.
Yeah.
But not in a good way, I guess.
Yeah, but I think the way when Luffy was asking Chopper, Zoro was like, that's because Zoro already knew that that's how Luffy was gonna get Chopper. He's like, there it is. He did it.
Yep.
But yeah, I think how this arc closed was very
super
cool. It was very emotional.
Because the dream of Dr. Hirolock was just like to get the cherry blossom. It was all about the cherry blossoms, right? Even the flag at the end.
Yeah.
And he finally made it to where you could see the cherry blossoms in his hometown with the snow.
Yeah, in Drum Island, in
Drum
the
Island.
snow. Yeah,
Which I was like, dang, that's so cool. And
I know. And
it was sad when
the
she
witch
was like
like
trying to. She's like, "Oh, you want to be one so bad? Go, go, go!" Trying to get him to go. You know, because he's like, "Oh, convincing him." And I think that was like the final like way to prove that if he's committed, he'll actually do it.
Yeah,
And
he was.
And that was like her goodbye in a sense. And then they finally did the send off with the cannons.
Yes. Oh, and it was so sweet.
So going back to Dr. Kareha, the fun fact, did you hear about, because my wife's been all into the everything everywhere all at once.
Oh yeah.
How Jamie Lee Curtis, because of the live action, she found out, she's like, oh yeah, her favorite character is Chopper.
Yes.
So then now people are fan casting her as the Doctor. As the Doctor.
Oh, as a doctor, yeah.
For the new One Piece live action.
Because that's who she writes to the most, too.
Yes.
She's older.
Yeah.
She's on their older side now.
So she could totally pull off like that look.
Oh no, she could.
Yeah.
The crazy.
So I didn't know if you heard that yet, but I know like.
Oh yeah, your wife told me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool.
No.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh. If so they started introducing two people at the end of this, because we're about to go into Alabasta.
Yep.
They threw in this one name, Blackbeard, and it's an introduction to Blackbeard.
Yes.
I don't know.
They also talked about the warlords more. Yep. They said it more.
More, yeah.
And
the ending of this arc is that Blackbeard's being introduced. I don't know if you're going to anticipate much, or if you've heard anything.
They also introduced Ace though at this one.
Yes, Ace. All the warlords.
The warlords are, and then he explained specifically the warlords are the pirates that take down other pirates.
Work for the government basically.
Yeah. And then the one thing, because I remember this being the reveal too, like Gold D. Roger. It's just Gold Roger.
Just Gold Watch, yeah.
But it's just Gold D.
But the witch was mentioned
the
Will
of D or something, I forgot.
Yeah, Will of D, yeah.
Which I was like, I've been noticing.
Lives on.
Yeah, it lives on. I've been noticed because she notices that because of Monkey D. Luffy's wanted poster. I was like, interesting.
Yep.
They also dropped Dragon.
She's like 100 and something years old.
Yeah, so she definitely knows.
So she knows.
So I was like, oh, she knows. And then they showed Dragon again on a poster, in crocodile looking at it, I think, or someone, or no, it was a flashback or something. I don't know. Somewhere crocodile or Dragon was shown again, and I was like, wait, there's so much going on. Oh my god!
It's about to be like you're about to have like some whiplash. I think.
I think so too, because again, I've watched up to ending of Alabasta, but I could not remember anything because it's been so long.
Yeah,
it's been years.
But yeah, I think Ace. We get to see Ace.
That was also. That's you and my wife's like favorite dude, right? In there.
Yes, 100%.
Because I know, like, when me and my wife started dating, like, we went to a convention and we bought. Mm-hmm. I let her buy like an Ace pop figure like right Ace. Away. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, that's your favorite. At the time, I was like, oh yeah, favorite character, go for it. I won't say anything else. I said some other things, but I won't say anything else.
No, but yeah, a lot of like the world building, I think for One Piece is really going to expand, especially at like you're not going to know anything after Alabasta.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for you to get your shit rocked.
I'm gonna hate eating my words so much.
You're about to. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other closing thoughts? I feel like you really enjoyed Chopper's backstory.
Yeah, no, it was good. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was up there. Because, I think this is the one story I remember the most every time. Because one, it probably could have been on reruns a lot more.
Yeah.
But also like, because I remember the Cherry Blossoms a whole lot. So yeah, it was good.
You need to rewatch that episode.
I kind of want to rewatch certain things. And I know that my wife would love that. And I look this way because I think she's listening.
That's so funny. But yeah. We're hitting Alabasta Alabasta is happening
Yeah.
for Harrison. He's about to remember what he watched.
And then after that, it's all actually blind. Legitimate blind.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you to just eat your words and for you to potentially cry.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. But yeah, I have nothing else. You have nothing else?
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Well, thanks for tuning
Good
in.
arc.
You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. Logos above Harrison's head. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and notification bell to get updates for when you upload. And subscribe. Big red buttons below me. Bells below me. Like buttons below Harrison, I think.
No, it's
Yeah.
you. It's still you.
Oh, it's me. Okay. That way. Somewhere that way, yeah.
Everything's
Let us know
below
how
you.
we're doing. What do you want to see next? More One Piece? We're doing more One Piece. Read, play, review. Let us know. But yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.